Three mistakes that I am noticing right now with not just small business owners, but also with startups. And this has been over a couple of month period of really watching the same things over and over are this. First and foremost, people are not putting their business, their brand on a firm enough foundation. They do a little planning, but it's shaky at the bottom. Second, it's weird. We love setting goals, and people like giving up on goals as much as they love setting them. And then, thirdly, a more technical thing is experience in your industry. And you think that's normally only pertains to startups, but I'm noticing a lot of people that have been around 10 plus years that are starting to get behind in what their industry is doing or where it's headed. So, first, do you have experience in creating a legit plan with a firm foundation? I think back, my 10-year-old son, Lane, I think he was around 3 or 4. And we lived in an older ranch style home. I don't know why that's important, but that's just the way I'm remembering this. He went through a Skittles phase. Like, this kid would do anything for a bag of Skittles. He would, walk around the house, daddy, you got any Skittles? You got any? And he's so cute when he said it. You'd give him Skittles to a fault. Granny and Papa always had Skittles. He wanted to come to work with me, and I thought that was so cute until I realized he figured out Miss Wisa just a couple of doors down would give him Skittles anytime that he wanted them. So, anywho, one day we're at home, and he wants Skittles. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. It's not even that I didn't want him to have the Skittles because they're not good for him. I just wasn't going to get up and get them. Yeah, buddy, they're in there in the pantry. Help yourself. He opens a door. He's in the kitchen closet. Yeah, buddy, the kitchen closet, because, we're bumpkins. And he sees that they're high up. Well, he already heard that he could have them. So he went and dragged a bean bag over. And I remember he stomped around in that bean bag and floated all over the place. Couldn't reach the Skittles. Looked at me, looked back down, moved the bean bag out of the way. And he went and got these big blocks, not little Legos, blocks. And he starts setting them up like a Jenga set. And then he kind of sort of climbs on top, gets a little closer, and just like a Jenga set, they came tumbling. He didn't get hurt, just kind of hurt his ego a little bit. So he looks over me, looks back, moves the blocks out of the way, and he finally goes and drags over a kitchen chair, which you think he scratched the floor the whole way over. But whatever, I let him do it. He was, being ingenuitive. The chair was a firm foundation for him to get up and get his Skittles. So what does that mean for you? I'm not comparing you to a 3-year-old eating Skittles, but I see too many existing businesses right now that are getting really tight, getting really nervous, and didn't build the capital they needed to get through what we kind of see right now as lean time. So build your capital reserves. Make sure you have access to lines of credit. Same for startups, especially. Don't start on a wing and a prayer without making sure financially that you're viable and ready to do so. And make sure you're working with the right people. I know teamwork and leadership sound like cliche things, but quit working with the first warm body you come across. And I know it's tough right now, but foundationally speaking, if you can't trust them to do basic things for your business, they shouldn't be around your business. And then, be careful on what tech you go all in on. I'm seeing a lot of people right now, and I hate the term disruption, but they went all in on tech, especially in the marketing world where things might be changing very rapidly, and they've invested tens and tens of thousands of dollars in old technology and aren't paying attention to the new stuff, which leads me into the second thing I see, or that'll be the third thing. Second thing I see people getting frustrated with is they're not achieving their goals quick enough, and they're abandoning their goals before they'll do anything else. And I don't mean people that won't get up early or stay up late or work through lunch. I see that all of the time. That's called burnout. I mean, they'll set a revenue goal. They'll set a reading goal, a meditation goal, a growth goal, profit goal. And you follow up with that same client, and a month later, they don't even remember setting it. Let's start just setting smaller goals. I'm stealing this from John Acuff, who, tells a lot of people all about setting goals, but then you cut it in half. Give yourself achievable goals. Let you stack those wins in order to get to the point where you need to be. And then thirdly, keep up with what's going on in the industry. That goes back to the initial point I was telling about people going all in on a certain tech and then not keeping up with what else is going on. Your industry is changing. And you know why I know your industry is changing? Because everybody's industry is changing right now. It doesn't matter if You're a consultant, you're a graphic designer, you're a landscaper, you're an interior designer. Everything is changing. And my explainer video business, I work a ton with financial advisors and insurance agents, and they're usually great. They're great people, but they're also on the bell curve laggards, not early adopters or innovators to figuring out what's going on in industry, or adopting new technologies, or blaming the compliance boogeyman. Your industry is probably no different. Keep up with what's going on in your specific industry. That doesn't mean just scroll through all the socials all day to kind of see what the influencers are saying, but join a true trade association. Hang out with other people that are good at your industry and see what they're talking about right now. And odds are it's different than what you're thinking of. Going back, Lane's 10 now. He has since passed the Skittles obsession. Doesn't eat a lot of sweets at all. Boy does love a good Popeye's chicken sandwich. I'm right there with him. So if you see a Popeye's chicken sandwich and a 10-year-old with a bar stool trying to get one, you'll know.